about you, baby. Yeah, I'm mad about you.
Hey, this is Time Bomb. If it's your first time checking out the channel, hit that subscribe button for daily updates. Today, I want to start a new series. It's kind of my scheme breakdown. So this is the first of this series. I'm going to break down hopefully every book. I'll get through them or until I get bored with them. I've got the first two kind of worked out. And the first one we're going to start with, by request, is the Ravens Playbook. So this is a free Ravens offensive ebook. So let's take a look. First things first, this is pretty much a single back scheme out of the ace, and I'm going to show you the main plays. I'm going to set them into the audibles. So we've got the quick slants, the PA rollout. We're going to change the zone weak to the stretch. We're going to leave the corner strike, and then the PA all go. We're going to switch to the flanker drive. Then the next one over, the single back ace slot, we're going to switch that stick to the stretch, and we're going to switch the deuce close. We're going to put some of the meta plays in there. We're going to put the stretch, and on the Y, we're going to put the halfback wham. So pretty much with these plays, and then another bunch, another meta setup out of the bunch. They've got a couple of plays there. I'm going to show you now to the gun bunch here. We're going to load that up, and this is pretty much going to be everything you're going to need to run a really successful formation. So we're going to put the Ravens trail, which I think Eric Rayweather had a video on this, which is a really, really effective C route. It's the only C route really like this. I think there might be a couple similar to it where it doesn't really like C the same. It goes very up and then really like hard over. The way he breaks on it, though, it really messes with a lot of 91 plus zone receivers. So then we got the Ravens trail and the Z spot. I love putting that in there, and then I might come out and draw. So I have the sweep and the draw options to kind of run whichever direction against my opponent. So let's come out in the single back like I would normally do. The Z post Y out, or maybe the dive are the two options that I would use to come out in. So I'll come out in the Z post Y out. I do like that play a lot, actually, as well as like a fifth play to this, either that or the drive. And then we'll do a random play for the offense, because this is I don't necessarily have cover 3 beaters, just cover 2. I'm looking middle deep if he's got an extra linebacker dropping, but mostly these are just reads for who is open. That's the way that I work with my schemes. I don't have to be worrying about, is it cover 3, or, I'll take a read pre-snap here, like, this is clearly some sort of cover 3 looking defense from my opponent, or maybe like a cover 1. I think with their hips turned, it's more than likely a cover 3 setup. They're going to go into those. Okay, so anyway, let's start with my favorite play, the PA rollout. And Gronkowski, we're going to put him into a drag, and I'm going to block the running back. I'm going to hot route him into a pass block, so that will eliminate the play action. And I just find this so much more effective. I'll take a look deep on the B route to see if maybe he's beating him. But I'm really, the main read is Y, how he's getting open, and that has 2 looks over the middle there. If your user drops in on the slant or away, then you've got Y, and then again it'll develop way later on the sidelines if you need a second look. But then if the user or linebacker commits to the A on the drag, then you can the Y is going to get open, or the X basically cutting over up top. So let's just take a look, and I'll read through here. Oh, I liked A wide open on the side there, and then with a little bit of cutting, you can get pretty far. So let's see how it's looking for the next one. I'm going to use the same setup, putting a drag, blocking the running back. Forgot to audible over. And then show the player. There we go. Let's see how this looks. Oh, we got Y. I thought we had Y. I feel like he kind of ran into the AI there. They kind of stopped him from getting it. Take another look. Yep, there's the player. It's looking good. Oh, wow, he was in there pretty quick. But, like, when you are running these plays, it's really great because you just have to read where the user is really playing, and you can just kind of work around him in those situations. So let's even actually stay in the default play that came out here, and you can kind of see it's the same sort of setup, even a little easier to read up the middle here. Yeah, there we go. That's a dot. So you see how everyone follows those 2 underneath routes over. Then you've got the X coming in on the side there. So let's take a look at the stretch, which, if you've been running these passing plays for a bit, then they're definitely not expecting this stretch. So a lot of times, too, I'll just look at which side I see a third, an extra linebacker over to the right. So I'm going to run to the left here, just reading it that way. I might even ID this linebacker out here. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, you can see all my blockers got picked up. He's able to gain like 10 yards on those. So that stretch play is really effective out of this setup. The flanker drive, I just blocked the running back and leave this pretty much stock. You've got the slant coming over from the right, super effective. You know, if he's going to get open, kind of ran into the linebacker there. But you've also got the quick read of the up the seam kind of up the middle from your number 2 tight end as well. Got to get into the flanker first. See this Allen's going to be coming up the middle here. Yeah, we got him. Just A button for the possess and catch. Easy 10 yards, first down. Those 3rd and 8, you can nail it with that. Another good play, if maybe you've been using this too much and maybe they're used to that little seam or that drag route, you've got that X on your number 1 wide receiver on the left side here. This is a great play for those yardages too. A lot of heat, but see, once he drops in, he's wide open on that. Those comeback routes I haven't liked in other years of Madden. This one, it's really effective. So as well, the reason that I like this so much is you can just bump right over to the A slot or the deuce close. These are all at your disposal. That's why I have them the hot route, so I can go into this stretch here if I want to, where it has the 2 wide receivers on the same side. A lot of times, I can see it's more vulnerable on the left here, so I'm going to run that way. It's when you can switch the direction of the run, and you know, as you can see, I'm getting outside, spinning around. Just great yardage in these situations too with these plays. And then, like I said, you can go right over into some very meta stuff and do the wham. This is probably the most effective, most used run play. Like, I bet if we saw a graph of what run plays, or plays, I would say period, formations in Madden use the most, this and bunch, right up there for sure. You've also got a stretch out of the single back deuce here, which is also really effective. I like to use it just because people are used to seeing the wham. Sometimes I'll even switch the direction, still motion Gronkowski and just quick snap it there so it looks like the wham. Their user might get a little messed up. See, the AI was all over it right there, but it's another good play. So, yeah, basically with those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plays, you can just really keep your opponent on their toes. You have so many weapons at your disposal just with the 2 wideouts and those 2 tight ends. So, like, if you're building your team, you can get some great players for some pretty low price right there. You only need 2 wideouts, 2 tight ends, 1 great running back, and you're pretty set here. But let's take a look at the bunch scheme that I had also talked about earlier. So we're going to go into our bunch, and we have already set up everything. I'll come out in the draw. Give a random play to the offense. Now, first thing, I'm going to audible over to the Z spot, and I like to put the B route onto a fade and block the running back. And then depending on what the wideout's looking like on the X route, I might drag in this situation if he's pressed on him. And really, I've got the RB underneath if they commit to those the bunch wideouts going up, and the out route, not the out route, the why can't I think of the name of it? Whatever. The B route on that one. So, let's go into Z spot again here. The A route there is the one I was talking about. So the quarterback's a little backed up on X, so I've kind of got him a smart route out route here, just depending how close it's looking. So A is looking pretty open, but he's in like a man or something, so he got a good coverage on me on that break. That sucks. I kind of thought I had him. I tried to lead it over top and out too. So let's take a look at this Ravens trail though. That C route on the left side, the X that I was talking about earlier, you can see it develop here, and the way that the X really breaks on it. See? Cuts way over to make that throw too. It's pretty awesome. I find that they're more likely to be aggressive on that throw too. So yeah, all I do is streak the RB on this one, so then the drag and the B. I like that over. If it looks like a cover 2, I might hit that. If they're using the X route, so like even there, so close, but I get the sideline animation, toes in, keeps it in. So I'm going to try to throw the RB here. I'm going to take more focused on that one. On the Ravens trail here this time. Let's take a look how it develops. Oh, we got nothing, and we took the sack. So I should have thrown down to the drag there. I saw it last second as I was getting sacked. PA post. This play is really probably another one of those really popular meta plays. And what you're going to want to do is put B and RB both on drag routes. On Y, I like to cancel the play action by putting him in a pass block. Then you highlight the B receiver and hit the D-pad left to motion him over to the left side so that drag switches direction. Then you hike the ball. You see now you've got opposing drags kind of running. You just pick the one that's open. Now, if both of those seem to be closed, and maybe your opponent went into a hard flat, so it's a little tougher to make those throws to either of these drag routes, then you're going to probably start wanting to look at the X route, running the C route. Just if they're committing down low, then that should be open, right? Like there, we didn't see it happen. He committed high, and I should have went to one of the drags. But that's the idea, you know. If the computer drops down, or the user, whoever, they commit to the drag underneath, and you can probably throw that C route pretty safely, just depending how tight the coverage is. But you should be drag there by mistake. But that's pretty much the principle behind it. So I've got some live gameplay footage here using this scheme. It was an overtime game that I just came back in. So we see here I'm coming out in this single back ace formation. This is that same first play that I showed you guys that I'm typically coming out in. And I had showed this all game. We see first play, check down, drag route, be able to get a nice chunk yardage. And I go no huddle into the next play. I'd been doing this all game against this guy, and I just kept doing it. This was my scheme. Next play, I see I called the stretch. I did not ID the mic. Oh, here we go. Yeah, now I'm IDing the mic on the outside man, and I send my guy in motion here. That helps getting extra blockers on this side of the field. I cut over. I'm getting outside. I'm surprised I didn't spin move. Seems like the type of time that I would spin, but anyways, again, I'm going no huddle here. Let's see, am I going to go back to my first play? I can see myself doing that or going to flanker. Looks like I'm going to sit in that first play again, which name I can't remember right now. See, checking it down. Ooh, see, nice way to use that possession catch to make sure I used a low pass as well, so he could. It does kind of throw them behind it, but they do that little like falling down animation as they catch it, which I love. It's just very difficult to get picked off, and when they use that animation specifically. So now I'm going out of the huddle and putting Bettis in here on first down because I run a fair bit with Sanders, so I want to kind of switch it up, rest him a little bit, and I go with a meta play, halfback wham. I'm going to kick it if I get to fourth down here and hope to play some solid defense. 6-6 game in overtime, so points have been tough to come by, clearly. I go back into the huddle, and I'm coming out in the bunch play here, so, kind of switching it up on him after using the single back all the way the drive up the field. Now I'm going to bunch as I get closer to the red zone, which is kind of unusual here. Looks like I'm coming out in the draw, which I think I was passing more with this play, so that should kind of throw him. And I use the motion here. I think that kind of helps to add another blocker and make it look like a passing play. And you see, I just gouge him for a big 10 here. Now I'm more than 10, and I'm close to the 10. Getting it done here. Feeling good. But the red zone can be tough, even in a game like this. I'm trying to decide if I see I don't go no huddle, so I'm trying to decide what I should do. I'm having a hard time, and I just go with another run, but I'm going to switch out the running back, put Falk in there. And it looks like I'm coming out in maybe a passing play here. Let's take a look at the play yard, try to figure out what I'm doing and what I'm thinking. Oh no, it's actually a running play. I switched to it, so same thing, motioning to the other side, and I call a timeout. Don't get this play off in time. I'm getting nervous. I feel like I should throw the ball probably because I haven't been able to run into the end zone against him. So let's see, this time am I going to come out in a passing play? Taking a look. Come on, let's see the play yard, Timbo. Oh no, I'm running again here, looking to run the draw. So, not bad. He closes in on me. I'm able to gain about 5. I think my opponent's thinking the same thing, that I might pass it. So going no huddle, I see the Z-spot play art there. See if I stuck with that. Looks like it. Yeah, I'm going to go for it and hand it off. I'm wrong, so he got me down inside the 1. But I got a first down here on the 2-yard line. And definitely tough going here. I'm running the ball. I probably could pound it in here, but for some reason, I think I'm going to go with a pass because my opponent's probably thinking the exact same thing. I'm going to come out in that, that first play that I showed earlier, I think. And, oh, wow, that's funny. I'm coming out in the stretch. Oh, no, I audible over to that passing play. And, let's see, yep, I set him up in the drag. So I'm going to try to just high point it up, gets bobbled, and a catch. That's the win. So got a little bit lucky, but, he was open there. I feel good about that play. I feel good about that drive. I feel good about this scheme. So that's been my Raven scheme for you guys. Give it a try. Check it out. These plays are really effective for me. And I was having a tough time in Weekend League. I was using the next scheme that I'm working on. we'll be quiet about that one, but it wasn't quite ready yet. I like the plays in it more, but I don't have enough. I don't have enough counters to them to make them effective enough. I get stuck. My opponent was guessing. On a high level, I like this Ravens. I'm gonna give it a solid A for my offensive scheme because it's so effective for me. It works so well. I would say it's just not. It's an execution fail on my part when it's not working. It's not the scheme's fault. It's a great scheme, and so I'm gonna give it A. It's gonna be a great benchmark. And thanks for checking out the video. I've been Time Bomb. Give me a like if you're down with this, and hit that subscribe button if you're down regularly. All right, I'll catch you guys later.
Mad about you, baby. Yeah, I'm mad.